Imagine a journey through life where each step is meant to lead you closer to your destiny. But what if you find that some things are holding you back? What if, along the way, there are weights that drag you down, preventing you from soaring to the heights you are destined to reach? My friends, we must understand that life is a series of strategic decisions. It is about recognizing what aligns with your purpose and what does not. Sometimes we hold on to relationships, habits, or mindsets that no longer serve our growth. They become anchors, tethering us to a place of stagnation. God has created you with a purpose, a divine potential that is meant to be fulfilled. But in order to realize this potential, you must first let go of the things that drag you down. These might be old grudges, past failures, or toxic influences that cloud your vision and weigh heavy on your spirit. Consider the weightlifter who trains to build strength. To lift heavier, they must gradually let go of lighter weights. Similarly, you too must release what hinders your progress. If you carry the baggage of yesterday's hurts or the constraints of limiting beliefs, you are not free to embrace the new opportunities that God has in store for you. Think of the story of the Israelites in the wilderness. They had to leave behind their past life in Egypt to embrace the promise of the promised land. The journey was not just about moving from one place to another, but about shedding old identities and embracing a new destiny. Likewise, your journey requires you to let go of what no longer fits your purpose. To leave behind what drags you down is an act of faith. It's an acknowledgement that God's plans for you are greater than your past. It's the belief that He has equipped you with everything you need to move forward, and that holding on to past weights only hinders your progress. You may encounter resistance both from within and from others, but remember, this resistance is a sign that you are on the right path. It is a reminder that as you grow, you will face challenges that test your resolve. Yet, through these trials, God is strengthening you and preparing you for the next phase of your journey. Embrace the process of release with courage and conviction. Trust that God's timing is perfect and His plans are good. When you let go of what drags you down, you create space for the new blessings and opportunities that are aligned with your divine purpose. So today, evaluate what is holding you back. Identify the weights that drag you down and make a conscious decision to leave them behind. As you do, you will find yourself stepping into a new realm of possibility, moving forward with renewed strength and clarity. God is calling you to rise above, to reach your full potential, and to live a life that reflects His greatness. Embrace this journey with faith and watch how He transforms your life beyond your wildest dreams. To identify the weights that drag you down, you first need to engage in a deep and honest self-assessment. Start by reflecting on the various aspects of your life where you feel constrained or unfulfilled. These could be negative thought patterns that constantly undermine your confidence or persistent fears that hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Examine your relationships and interactions. Are there individuals who consistently bring negativity into your life or drain your energy? It's important to recognize these toxic influences and understand their impact on your well-being. For relationships that do not support or uplift you can act as weights, making it difficult for you to move forward and reach your potential. Consider your past experiences and failures. Holding on to past mistakes or unresolved issues can create emotional baggage that weighs heavily on your spirit. Reflect on how these past events are influencing your present actions and mindset. Are you allowing past disappointments to define your current circumstances? Additionally, take a closer look at your habits and routines. Are there habits that no longer serve your growth or are counterproductive? Identifying and addressing these habits is crucial, as they can subtly but significantly hinder your progress. Recognizing these weights involves being honest with yourself and not shying away from difficult truths. It requires a willingness to confront the aspects of your life that are preventing you from fully embracing your potential. By acknowledging these obstacles, you take the first step toward releasing them and freeing yourself to pursue a more fulfilling and purpose-driven life. To truly grasp the impact of the weights you've identified, you must delve into how they affect various aspects of your life. Start by examining the emotional toll these burdens take on you. Consider how negative thought patterns or unresolved past issues can create a persistent sense of frustration or sadness. This emotional weight can cloud your judgment, diminish your motivation, and make it difficult to embrace new opportunities. Next, reflect on how these weights influence your relationships. Toxic relationships, for instance, can drain your energy, foster self-doubt, and create a sense of isolation. The emotional strain from such interactions can prevent you from forming healthy, supportive connections and can undermine your overall sense of well-being. Look at the impact these weights have on your goals and aspirations. Negative habits or past failures can lead to a fear of taking risks or pursuing new challenges. They may create a self-fulfilling prophecy where you limit yourself based on past experiences, preventing you from reaching your full potential. Additionally, consider the physical and mental health effects. Chronic stress from holding onto burdens can lead to physical ailments and affect your mental clarity. The constant strain can impact your energy levels, making it harder to focus and stay productive. Understanding the impact also involves recognizing how these weights affect your overall quality of life. They can stifle your creativity, diminish your ability to enjoy life, and limit your sense of fulfillment. By comprehending the extent of their impact, you can better appreciate why it is crucial to release them. Acknowledging these effects helps you see that letting go is not merely a personal choice, but a necessary step towards a healthier, more balanced life. It highlights the importance of freeing yourself from these burdens in order to fully embrace your potential and live a life aligned with your true purpose. Embracing change is a critical step in leaving behind what drags you down. Change can be daunting, as it often involves stepping into the unknown and letting go of familiar patterns. However, it is essential to recognize that growth and transformation require a willingness to embrace new possibilities and relinquish what no longer serves your purpose. Start by understanding that change is a natural and inevitable part of life. It is a force that drives progress and evolution. While it may be uncomfortable at times, it is through change that you unlock new opportunities and experiences. Accepting this reality helps shift your perspective, making it easier to approach change with a positive mindset. Embracing change involves letting go of the comfort and security of the familiar. This means moving beyond your comfort zone and being open to new experiences, even if they seem challenging or uncertain. It requires a mindset that views change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth and renewal. To fully embrace change, cultivate a mindset of flexibility and adaptability. Understand that rigidly holding on to outdated beliefs or practices can hinder your progress. Instead, be willing to adjust your approach, learn from new experiences, and adapt to evolving circumstances. This adaptability allows you to navigate change more effectively and take advantage of the new opportunities it presents. It's also important to recognize the role of resilience in embracing change. Change often comes with challenges and setbacks, but maintaining resilience helps you persevere through these difficulties. Embrace a proactive attitude, seek solutions, and remain focused on your goals, even when faced with obstacles. Celebrate small victories along the way. Acknowledge and appreciate the progress you make as you adapt to new situations. This positive reinforcement can build your confidence and reinforce your commitment to embracing change. Finally, trust in the process and have faith that change will lead to positive outcomes. Believe that by letting go of what drags you down and embracing new possibilities, you are moving towards a better, more fulfilling future. Embracing change with an open heart and mind allows you to leave behind limitations and step into a life of greater potential and purpose. Acting with courage is essential when it comes to leaving behind what drags you down. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone and confronting the discomfort that comes with change. Letting go of familiar yet unproductive habits, relationships, or mindsets can be daunting. It involves facing the fear of the unknown and the possibility of failure. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. When you decide to release the weights that have been holding you back, you may encounter resistance both from within yourself and from those around you. Internal resistance might come in the form of self-doubt or anxiety about the future. You may worry about the consequences of change or fear the potential for failure. External resistance could manifest as criticism or lack of support from others who may not understand your need for change. They might question your decisions or offer opinions that create additional pressure. Navigating these challenges requires a steadfast resolve and an unwavering commitment to your own growth. To act with courage means to acknowledge these fears and doubts, but not to be paralyzed by them. It's about making a conscious decision to move forward, even when the path ahead is uncertain. It involves embracing the discomfort of change as a necessary part of personal evolution. Drawing on your inner strength and faith, you can push through the barriers that attempt to keep you in a place of stagnation. Remember that every significant transformation requires bravery. By acting with courage, you not only release what drags you down, but also set yourself on a path to new opportunities and greater fulfillment. Acting with courage also means celebrating your progress and acknowledging the strength it took to overcome the obstacles. Recognize and honor each step you take towards leaving behind what no longer serves you. This will reinforce your resolve and encourage you to continue moving forward with confidence and determination. Focusing on your purpose is a powerful motivator when it comes to leaving behind what drags you down. Your purpose is the core of who you are and why you are here. It represents the unique contribution you are meant to make in the world and the fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your true self. When you have a clear understanding of your purpose, it becomes easier to identify what is hindering your progress. Purpose serves as a guiding light, illuminating what is important and worth pursuing. It helps you to discern which aspects of your life are aligned with your goals and which are simply distractions or barriers. By focusing on your purpose, you create a compelling reason to let go of the things that weigh you down. For instance, if certain relationships or habits are misaligned with your purpose, they become easier to release. Your purpose acts as a filter, helping you prioritize what truly supports your growth and fulfillment. Moreover, concentrating on your purpose can provide the motivation needed to overcome the challenges associated with letting go. When you are driven by a sense of purpose, the effort required to release negative influences or unhealthy patterns becomes more manageable. Your purpose gives you the strength to endure the discomfort of change and stay committed to your path. It is also important to regularly revisit and reaffirm your purpose. This practice keeps you grounded and focused, especially when faced with temptations or setbacks. Regular reflection on your purpose helps you maintain clarity and reinforces your determination to leave behind what no longer serves you. In essence, focusing on your purpose transforms the act of letting go from a daunting task into a meaningful step towards achieving your highest potential. It empowers you to make choices that are consistent with your deepest values and aspirations, and it fosters a sense of direction and fulfillment. By aligning your actions with your purpose, you pave the way for a life that is not only free from the weights of the past, but also rich in purpose and potential. Trusting in divine timing is about having faith in the process and believing that everything unfolds according to a greater plan, even when the path seems unclear. When you commit to leaving behind what drags you down, you are often stepping into the unknown, facing uncertainties, and navigating through transitions that may not immediately make sense. Divine timing means understanding that there is a perfect moment for everything, orchestrated by a higher power. It's the belief that every experience, every challenge, and every change is part of a larger, purposeful design. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you may not see immediate results or understand the full scope of what's happening. This is where trust comes in. Believing in divine timing requires patience and acceptance. It means acknowledging that while you may have plans and aspirations, there is a greater wisdom at work that is guiding you towards what is truly best for you. It helps you to remain calm and steadfast, even when the outcomes are not as quickly visible or when you face setbacks along the way. When you trust in divine timing, you release the need to control every aspect of your journey. This trust allows you to focus on the actions you can take, while leaving the outcomes in the hands of a higher power. It alleviates the pressure and stress that comes with trying to force things to happen on your own timeline. Additionally, Trusting in divine timing encourages you to reflect on past experiences and recognize how things often fall into place in ways you couldn't have anticipated. By reflecting on these instances, you can build confidence in the process and reinforce your faith in the timing of your current journey. In moments of doubt or frustration, remind yourself that the challenges and delays you face are not obstacles, but rather part of a divine strategy. They are shaping you, preparing you, and positioning you for the next step in your journey. Trusting in divine timing means believing that your efforts to leave behind what drags you down are not in vain, but rather contributing to a greater purpose that will be revealed in due course. Ultimately, embracing divine timing helps you to stay focused on your path with hope and optimism. It reassures you that as you release the burdens of the past and move forward, you are doing so in alignment with a greater plan that will lead you to where you are meant to be. Seeking support is a crucial step when you're working to leave behind what drags you down. It's essential to recognize that you don't have to navigate this journey alone. Support from others can provide you with the encouragement, guidance, and strength needed to overcome the challenges of letting go and moving forward. Start by identifying people who can offer meaningful support. These might be friends, family members, mentors, or spiritual leaders who understand your goals and aspirations. Surrounding yourself with individuals who genuinely care about your well-being can make a significant difference. They can offer a fresh perspective, provide advice, and be a source of encouragement when you feel discouraged. Don't hesitate to seek professional support if needed. This could include counseling or coaching, where a trained professional can help you work through your emotions, develop strategies for change, and provide tools for personal growth. Professionals can offer insights and techniques that you might not have considered, helping you to address the root causes of what drags you down. Additionally, consider joining support groups or communities with similar goals. Being part of a group where members share common experiences and challenges can foster a sense of belonging and understanding. It's often easier to let go of negative influences when you're part of a community that supports your efforts and shares in your journey. Seeking support also involves being open and honest about your struggles. Communicate your needs and be willing to share your vulnerabilities. This openness allows others to provide the most relevant support and can create a deeper connection with those who genuinely want to help you succeed. Furthermore, embrace the idea of mutual support. Offer encouragement and support to others who are also on their journey of personal growth. This reciprocal approach can strengthen relationships and build a network of support that benefits everyone involved. Remember, seeking support is not a sign of weakness, but a recognition of the value of collaboration and community. By reaching out and accepting help, you acknowledge that growth and change are often more manageable when shared with others. This support system can provide the stability and reassurance you need as you work to leave behind what drags you down and move towards a more fulfilling and purpose-driven life. Reflecting and renewing are integral parts of the process when leaving behind what drags you down. These steps help you to understand your journey, gain clarity on your experiences, and emerge stronger and more focused on your path forward. Start by taking time to reflect on the experiences and changes you have undergone. Consider what you have learned from letting go of the things that held you back. Reflect on the challenges you faced, the emotions you experienced, and the ways in which you've grown. This introspection allows you to gain valuable insights into your own behavior, motivations, and the impact of the changes you've made. Use this reflection period to assess what has worked well and what hasn't. Identify the strategies or actions that have been effective in helping you move forward and those that may need adjustment. This honest evaluation helps you to understand the factors contributing to your progress and highlights areas where further improvement may be needed. Renewal involves revitalizing your spirit and mindset as you move forward. It's about embracing a fresh perspective and setting new goals aligned with your newly clarified sense of purpose. Take this opportunity to envision the future you want to create and set intentions that reflect your renewed outlook. During this renewal phase, consider adopting new habits or practices that support your growth and well-being. This could include developing positive routines, seeking new learning opportunities, or cultivating relationships that reinforce your goals. Renewal is about establishing a positive foundation for the future. built on the lessons learned from your reflections. Additionally, use this time to celebrate your achievements and acknowledge your progress. Recognizing and celebrating your successes, no matter how small, reinforces your sense of accomplishment and motivates you to continue moving forward. It's important to honor the effort and courage it took to leave behind what drags you down. Embrace the idea that reflection and renewal are ongoing processes. They are not one-time activities, but rather continuous practices that help you stay aligned with your purpose and adapt to new challenges. Regularly revisiting your reflections and renewing your focus ensures that you remain on track and resilient in the face of future obstacles. In summary, reflecting and renewing provide you with the opportunity to gain clarity, learn from your experiences, and set a positive course for the future. By engaging in these practices, you enhance your ability to leave behind what no longer serves you and embrace a more purposeful and fulfilling path. Practicing forgiveness is a transformative act that plays a crucial role in leaving behind what drags you down. Forgiveness is not merely about letting go of grudges or resentment. It is a profound process of releasing the emotional weight that holds you back and embracing freedom from past hurts. Begin by recognizing that forgiveness is primarily for your own well-being. Holding on to anger or bitterness can weigh heavily on your heart and mind, consuming energy that could be better spent on positive endeavors. By choosing to forgive, you free yourself from the ongoing emotional burden and reclaim your peace of mind. Forgiveness involves acknowledging the pain or injustice you have experienced. It's important to fully recognize and validate your feelings without suppressing or ignoring them. This acknowledgement is a crucial step in the process, as it allows you to address the underlying emotions that need to be released. Understand that forgiveness does not mean condoning or excusing the behavior that caused you pain. It is not about forgetting or dismissing the impact of the hurt, but about making a conscious decision to let go of the negative emotions associated with it. Forgiveness is an act of courage and strength, as it requires you to rise above the situation and choose a path of healing and growth. Consider the role of empathy in the forgiveness process. Try to understand the perspective of the person who hurt you, recognizing that they too have their own struggles and limitations. This empathetic approach can soften the edges of resentment and pave the way for forgiveness. Forgiveness also involves releasing any desire for revenge or retribution. It's about choosing to move forward without being tethered to the desire for justice or compensation. This release allows you to focus on your own journey and well-being rather than being preoccupied with past grievances. Incorporate forgiveness as an ongoing practice rather than a one-time event. Regularly assess and release any lingering grudges or resentments that may arise. This practice helps to prevent old wounds from resurfacing and ensures that you remain free from the emotional weights of the past. Additionally, be patient and compassionate with yourself throughout this process. Forgiveness can be challenging and may take time. Allow yourself the grace to heal and understand that it's a journey, not a destination. Ultimately, practicing forgiveness is about liberating yourself from the chains of past hurts and embracing a future that is unburdened by old grievances. It empowers you to live with greater freedom, joy, and clarity, enabling you to fully embrace the new opportunities and positive experiences that lie ahead. Celebrating your progress is an essential and empowering part of the journey toward leaving behind what drags you down. It's about acknowledging and appreciating the milestones you've achieved and the growth you've made as you move forward. Start by recognizing and honoring the efforts you've put into making positive changes. Every step forward, no matter how small, represents progress and deserves acknowledgement. This could be as simple as noting how you've managed to overcome a challenging situation, let go of a negative habit, or embrace a new, healthier perspective. Each achievement, whether big or small, contributes to your overall journey and deserves recognition. Take the time to reflect on your accomplishments and the positive impact they have had on your life. This reflection allows you to see how far you've come and reinforces the value of your efforts. It's easy to get caught up in striving for the next goal and overlook the progress already made. By celebrating your achievements, you reinforce the positive behaviors and attitudes that have contributed to your success. Celebrate your progress in a way that feels meaningful to you. This could involve treating yourself to something special, sharing your achievements with loved ones, or simply taking a moment to acknowledge your hard work. Celebrations do not have to be grand or elaborate. They should be personal and reflect what makes you feel recognized and valued. Incorporate regular moments of celebration into your routine. Set aside time to review and celebrate your progress periodically. This practice helps to maintain motivation and keeps you focused on the positive outcomes of your efforts. It also serves as a reminder of the progress you've made, reinforcing your commitment to continuing on your path. Celebrate not just the final goals, but also the process and the growth experienced along the way. Recognize the resilience, courage, and dedication that have guided you through your journey. Celebrating these aspects helps you appreciate the full scope of your transformation and the strength it took to overcome the obstacles that once held you back. Additionally, share your success with others. When you celebrate your progress, you inspire and encourage those around you who may be on similar journeys. Your achievements can serve as a testament to the power of perseverance and positive change. Ultimately, celebrating your progress is about reinforcing the value of your journey and the positive changes you've made. It empowers you to continue moving forward with confidence, joy, and a sense of accomplishment. By acknowledging and celebrating your growth, you affirm your commitment to leaving behind what drags you down and embracing a more fulfilling and purpose-driven life. In conclusion, leaving behind what drags you down is a profound and transformative journey. It requires a deep understanding of what burdens you, the courage to face and release those burdens, and the commitment to focusing on your true purpose. By identifying and acknowledging the weights that hinder your progress, you gain clarity on the impact and can embrace the necessary changes with strength and resolve. Trusting in divine timing allows you to remain patient and hopeful, knowing that each step you take is part of a larger plan. Seeking support from those who uplift and guide you, and practicing forgiveness liberates you from past grievances and emotional baggage. Reflecting on your progress and celebrating your achievements reinforces your growth and motivates you to continue on your path. As you move forward, remember that this journey is not just about leaving behind what drags you down, but also about embracing the potential and possibilities that lie ahead. By letting go of the things that no longer serve you, you open yourself up to new opportunities, deeper fulfillment, and a life aligned with your true purpose. Your path is uniquely yours, and every step you take towards releasing what holds you back is a testament to your strength and resilience. Embrace this journey with confidence and grace, knowing that each moment of release brings you closer to a life of greater freedom, joy, and purpose. So as you stand at the crossroads of your life, choose the path less traveled. Embrace the challenge of doing what the 99% are not doing. Let your life be a testament to the power of divine purpose and the fulfillment of your true potential. For in doing so, you will discover a life of extraordinary significance, marked by impact, fulfillment, and the eternal rewards that come from living a life aligned with God's will. Embracing unconventional paths is about daring to step beyond the familiar and the easy. It's about breaking free from the constraints of the well-trodden road and venturing into uncharted territory where innovation and unique opportunities await. Most people choose the path that is safe and predictable because it offers comfort and security. However, it is on these conventional routes that you will often find the greatest competition and the least room for differentiation. To truly embrace unconventional paths, you must first cultivate a mindset that welcomes uncertainty and views it as an opportunity rather than a threat. When you explore paths less traveled, you expose yourself to novel experiences and perspectives that others may not consider. This approach requires courage and a willingness to face the unknown, but it also opens doors to extraordinary possibilities and untapped potential. Think of the trailblazers in history. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the crossroads of your destiny. On one side, you see the well-trodden path, worn smooth by the countless footsteps of those who followed the crowd. On the other side is a path less traveled, uncharted, and uncertain. It's here, on this untraveled path, that the seeds of greatness are sown. In our journey through life, many choose the path of least resistance, doing what everyone else does, following the familiar patterns set before them. This is where mediocrity resides. The 99% live in this space, adhering to the norm, accepting limitations, and operating within the constraints of conventional wisdom. But let me tell you something profound. The road to extraordinary achievement lies in doing what the 99% are not doing. To break free from the grip of mediocrity, you must dare to be different. You must challenge the status quo, defy the conventions that bind others, and embrace a vision that transcends the ordinary. This is not a call to be rebellious for the sake of rebellion, but a call to recognize the unique purpose and potential that God has placed within you. It is the call to align yourself with the divine blueprint that is often obscured by the noise of the masses. Consider the lives of those who have achieved greatness. They did not follow the crowd, they forged their own paths. They ventured where others feared to tread, they questioned the norm, and they refused to be limited by the constraints of conventional thinking. Their success was not merely a result of talent or opportunity, but of a relentless pursuit of excellence and a commitment to doing what others would not. To do what the 99% are not doing requires courage and conviction. It requires you to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and into the realm of the unknown. It means taking risks, making sacrifices, and persisting through challenges that would deter the faint-hearted. It means being resolute in your pursuit of God's purpose for your life, even when it means standing alone. But know this, the reward for walking this path is unparalleled. When you choose to do what others are not doing, you align yourself with the extraordinary plans that God has for you. You open yourself to opportunities that others will never see. You become a beacon of inspiration, showing others that there is a higher way, a greater purpose, and a more profound destiny that awaits those who dare to be different. Those who have achieved greatness often did so by defying conventional wisdom. They did not conform to the expectations of the majority. Instead, they chose to forge their own way, exploring new ideas and approaches that others deemed too risky or unorthodox. By doing so, they created groundbreaking innovations, new industries, and inspired countless others to think differently. Embracing unconventional paths also means being open to experimentation and learning from failures. The road less traveled is not always smooth or straightforward. It is filled with trials and errors. However, each setback is a learning opportunity, guiding you closer to your ultimate goal. It is through these experiences that you gain valuable insights and build resilience, which are essential for long-term success. In your own journey, you might face criticism or skepticism from those who prefer to stick with the conventional. However, true progress often comes from those who are willing to challenge the norm and chart their own course. By embracing unconventional paths, you not only differentiate yourself, but also pave the way for others to follow, demonstrating that success is not confined to the limits set by the majority. Ultimately, embracing unconventional paths is about aligning with your inner vision and purpose. It requires you to trust in your unique strengths and capabilities and to have the audacity to pursue what others may shy away from. It is through this bold and innovative approach that you will find the true essence of your potential and create a legacy that stands apart from the crowd. Challenging the status quo means more than just questioning existing practices. It involves a deep and intentional effort to rethink, reimagine, and reshape the way things are done. It is about rejecting complacency and embracing a mindset that seeks improvement and innovation. When you challenge the status quo, you are essentially saying that the current state of affairs is not the best it can be and that there is room for growth and change. The status quo represents the accepted norms and established ways of doing things that most people follow without much thought. It's comfortable because it is predictable and familiar, but comfort can be a barrier to progress. By accepting the status quo, you limit your potential and the potential of what you can achieve. To make a significant impact, you must be willing to question why things are done a certain way and whether there might be a better approach. Challenging the status quo requires courage and a willingness to confront resistance. When you propose new ideas or methods, you might encounter skepticism or opposition from those who are invested in maintaining the existing order. This resistance is often rooted in fear of the unknown or a reluctance to change. However, true progress demands that you push past these obstacles and advocate for transformative change. Consider the many innovations that have shaped our world. They often began with individuals or groups who dared to question the accepted norms and envisioned a better way. These pioneers did not simply accept things as they were, they sought out opportunities for improvement and were relentless in their pursuit of new solutions. Their breakthroughs were made possible by their willingness to challenge the existing paradigm and explore uncharted territories. To challenge the status quo, you need to cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement and curiosity. Ask questions that provoke thought and lead to deeper understanding. Seek out opportunities to innovate and take action on ideas that have the potential to drive positive change. Embrace the discomfort that comes with breaking away from the norm and use it as a catalyst for growth. By challenging the status quo, you become a leader in your field, driving progress and inspiring others to think differently. Your efforts can lead to new solutions, better processes, and a more dynamic and effective approach to achieving your goals. It's through this willingness to challenge and reinvent that you make a lasting impact and contribute to the advancement of your field or community. Ultimately, challenging the status quo is about being proactive in shaping your future rather than passively accepting the limitations of the present. It is a call to action that invites you to think creatively, act boldly, and drive meaningful change. By doing so, you pave the way for innovation and set a new standard for what is possible. Pursuing unique opportunities involves seeking out and embracing chances that are distinct from the conventional paths that most people follow. It's about recognizing and capitalizing on openings that others might overlook or undervalue. While many are content with traditional routes that offer predictable outcomes, those who achieve extraordinary success are often those who identify and seize opportunities that stand apart from the norm. Unique opportunities often come disguised as challenges or unconventional paths. They might not always be immediately obvious or come with guarantees of success. However, it is within these less obvious or unconventional opportunities that you often find the potential for significant growth and breakthrough. By pursuing these unique chances, you position yourself in a place of advantage where the competition is less fierce and the potential rewards are greater. To effectively pursue unique opportunities, you must first cultivate a mindset of openness and curiosity. This means being willing to explore new ideas, embrace change, and take calculated risks. It involves stepping outside your comfort zone and being proactive in searching for opportunities that others might dismiss or ignore. It requires a level of creativity and vision to see the potential where others see only uncertainty. Consider how many successful entrepreneurs and leaders have made their mark by pursuing opportunities that were unconventional or unrecognized at the time. They saw value where others saw obstacles. They were willing to invest time, effort, and resources into ventures that seemed risky, but ultimately led to groundbreaking innovations and substantial rewards. Pursuing unique opportunities also involves a willingness to experiment and learn from both successes and failures. When you venture into new areas, you are likely to encounter trial and error. Each experience, whether it results in success or failure, provides valuable lessons that contribute to your growth and understanding. Embrace these lessons and use them to refine your approach and strategy. Moreover, pursuing unique opportunities often requires you to challenge conventional wisdom and think differently. It means not being afraid to question existing practices and explore alternative solutions. By doing so, you uncover paths and possibilities that others may not see, giving you a competitive edge and the chance to make a meaningful impact. As you pursue unique opportunities, surround yourself with a network of like-minded individuals who support and inspire you. Collaboration with others who share your vision and enthusiasm can provide additional insights, resources, and encouragement. Together, you can navigate the complexities of new opportunities and maximize their potential. Ultimately, pursuing unique opportunities is about daring to be different and taking advantage of the chances that others might overlook. It requires courage, creativity, and a proactive approach to discovering and acting on opportunities that align with your goals and aspirations. By doing so, you set yourself apart from the crowd and open the door to extraordinary achievements and fulfillment. Cultivating resilience is essential for anyone who seeks to achieve extraordinary success and make a meaningful impact. Resilience is more than just the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's a proactive quality that empowers you to navigate challenges, overcome obstacles, and persist in the face of adversity. When you embrace resilience, you are preparing yourself to handle the inevitable difficulties that come with pursuing unique and unconventional paths. Resilience begins with a mindset that views challenges not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and learning. It's about maintaining a positive outlook and a strong sense of purpose, even when faced with difficulties. This mindset allows you to remain focused on your goals, adapt to changing circumstances, and keep moving forward despite the obstacles that may arise. To cultivate resilience, start by developing a clear and compelling vision for your goals. When you have a strong sense of purpose and a clear understanding of why you are pursuing a particular path, you are more likely to stay motivated and committed even when things get tough. This vision serves as a guiding light, helping you to maintain your focus and determination. Another key aspect of resilience is the ability to adapt and be flexible. Life's journey is rarely a straight path. You may encounter unexpected twists and turns that require you to adjust your plans and strategies. Embracing flexibility and being willing to pivot when necessary allows you to navigate these changes effectively and continue progressing toward your goals. Building resilience also involves developing coping strategies to manage stress and maintain emotional well-being. This can include practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and self-care. Taking time to care for yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally helps you to recharge and stay balanced, which is crucial for sustaining your efforts over the long term. Surround yourself with a supportive network of individuals who can provide encouragement and guidance during challenging times. Having a strong support system can help you to stay grounded, gain new perspectives, and find solutions to problems that may seem insurmountable on your own. Seek out mentors, friends, and colleagues who believe in your vision and can offer constructive feedback and support. But resilience also involves learning from setbacks and failures. Rather than viewing failures as defeats, see them as valuable learning experiences that provide insights and lessons. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your approach, and use these lessons to strengthen your resolve and improve your strategies. Each setback can be a stepping stone to greater success if approached with the right mindset. Lastly, celebrate your progress and accomplishments, no matter how small. Recognizing and acknowledging your achievements helps to build confidence and reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome challenges. This positive reinforcement fuels your motivation and resilience, encouraging you to continue pursuing your goals with determination and optimism. By cultivating resilience, you prepare yourself to face the trials and tribulations that come with pursuing unconventional paths. You build the strength and fortitude needed to persevere, adapt, and ultimately succeed. Embracing resilience not only enhances your ability to achieve your goals, but also enriches your journey, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth and transformation. Taking calculated risks is a cornerstone of achieving extraordinary success and standing out from the crowd. It involves making informed decisions that balance potential rewards with the possibility of setbacks, allowing you to move forward confidently while minimizing unnecessary danger. Calculated risks are not about recklessness or blind leaps of faith. They are strategic and thoughtful actions taken with a clear understanding of both the potential benefits and the challenges. To take calculated risks effectively, you must first gather and analyze relevant information. This means thoroughly researching the opportunities and evaluating their potential impact on your goals. Understanding the landscape in which you are operating, including the possible outcomes and risks, equips you with the knowledge needed to make informed decisions. This due diligence helps you anticipate potential obstacles and prepare strategies to address them. Another crucial aspect of taking calculated risks is setting clear objectives and defining what success looks like. By having a well-defined goal, you can assess whether the risk aligns with your overall vision and whether it offers a worthwhile potential return. This clarity helps you to remain focused and make decisions that are in line with your long-term aspirations. It's also important to weigh the potential benefits against the risks involved. Consider what you stand to gain if the risk pays off and how it will advance your goals. Equally important is evaluating the possible consequences if the risk does not work out as planned. This balance allows you to make decisions that are not only bold but also measured and strategic. Taking calculated risks also involves developing contingency plans. Anticipating potential challenges and preparing solutions in advance helps you to navigate difficulties more effectively if they arise. Having a backup plan ensures that you are not left unprepared and can adapt to changing circumstances without losing momentum. Equally important is learning from past experiences. Reflect on previous risks you've taken, both successful and unsuccessful, to understand what worked well and what didn't. This reflection helps you to refine your approach, learn from mistakes, and apply those lessons to future decisions. Furthermore, taking calculated risks requires courage and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. It means being willing to face uncertainty and embrace the possibility of failure as a part of the journey. Courage is about moving forward despite fear and trusting in your ability to handle the outcomes, whether positive or negative. Seek advice and perspectives from others who have experience in taking risks. Consulting with mentors, advisors, or colleagues who have navigated similar situations can provide valuable insights and help you make more informed decisions. Their experiences and advice can guide you in evaluating the risks and potential rewards more accurately. Ultimately, taking calculated risks is about striking a balance between ambition and caution. It involves stepping into the unknown with a well-considered strategy, clear objectives, and a readiness to adapt. By doing so, you open yourself up to new opportunities, innovative breakthroughs, and significant achievements that set you apart from the majority. Embracing calculated risks is a powerful way to push boundaries, explore new possibilities, and achieve extraordinary success. It requires thoughtful planning, courage, and resilience, but it is through these calculated steps that you will find the path to truly remarkable accomplishments. Thinking differently means stepping beyond conventional thought patterns and embracing a mindset that seeks innovation and creative solutions. It's about challenging the norms and exploring new perspectives that others may overlook. When you think differently, you open yourself up to possibilities that can lead to groundbreaking achievements and distinct advantages. To think differently, you must first be willing to question the status quo. This involves examining established practices, questioning why things are done a certain way, and considering whether there might be more effective or efficient alternatives. It's about not taking things at face value and being open to new ways of approaching problems and opportunities. One way to foster different thinking is to actively seek out diverse perspectives. Engaging with people from various backgrounds and disciplines can provide you with fresh insights and ideas. These diverse viewpoints can help you see problems and opportunities from angles you might not have considered on your own. By surrounding yourself with a variety of perspectives, you enhance your ability to think creatively and find innovative solutions. Encouraging curiosity is another key aspect of thinking differently. Cultivate a sense of wonder and a desire to explore new ideas and concepts. Ask questions that delve deeper into how things work and why they are the way they are. This curiosity drives you to learn and grow, fueling your ability to think outside the box and develop novel approaches. Experimentation and trial are crucial components of thinking differently. Don't be afraid to try new methods or ideas, even if they seem unconventional. Experimentation allows you to test theories and refine approaches based on real-world feedback. Embracing a mindset of experimentation means you are willing to take risks, learn from failures, and continually adapt and improve. Challenge your own assumptions and biases. Often, our own beliefs and experiences shape the way we think and perceive situations. By being aware of these biases, you can actively work to overcome them and adopt more objective and innovative thinking. This self-awareness helps you to approach problems with a more open mind and find creative solutions that might otherwise be missed. Thinking differently also involves being willing to break away from traditional approaches and explore uncharted territory. It's about breaking free from routine and considering alternative methods and ideas. This may involve looking beyond industry norms, experimenting with new technologies, or applying insights from unrelated fields to your own work. Foster an environment that supports and encourages innovative thinking. Whether in a team or individual setting, create a space where creativity is valued and where new ideas are welcomed. Encourage brainstorming sessions, open discussions, and collaborative efforts that promote out-of-the-box thinking. A supportive environment can inspire and nurture creative solutions. Finally, embrace the discomfort that comes with thinking differently. Innovation often involves uncertainty and challenges, and stepping away from familiar paths can be uncomfortable. However, it is in this discomfort that growth and breakthrough occur. Embrace it as a necessary part of the process and use it as a catalyst for discovering new possibilities. Thinking differently is a powerful tool for achieving success and standing out from the crowd. It requires a willingness to question, explore, and experiment, as well as the courage to challenge established norms. By adopting this mindset, you set yourself apart and open the door to remarkable achievements and innovations that can define your path and lead to extraordinary success. Focusing on personal growth is about dedicating yourself to continual self-improvement and development. It involves prioritizing your own evolution, both professionally and personally, in a way that sets you apart from the crowd. While many may be content with their current state, those who achieve exceptional success are often those who actively seek to expand their skills, knowledge, and capabilities. Personal growth starts with self-awareness. Understanding your strengths, weaknesses, passions, and values provides a foundation upon which you can build. Self-awareness allows you to identify areas where you can improve and sets the stage for meaningful growth. It's about having an honest and reflective view of yourself and recognizing the potential that lies within. Once you have a clear sense of self sets specific, measurable goals that align with your vision for growth. These goals should challenge you to stretch beyond your comfort zone and push your boundaries. Whether it's acquiring new skills, advancing your career, or improving your personal relationships, having well-defined goals helps you to stay focused and motivated on your journey of growth. Commit to lifelong learning. The world is constantly evolving, and staying relevant requires ongoing education and skill development. Invest in learning opportunities such as courses, workshops, seminars, and reading. Embrace new knowledge and stay curious about developments in your field and beyond. Lifelong learning keeps you adaptable and prepared to seize new opportunities that come your way. Seek feedback and mentorship. Feedback from others can provide valuable insights into your strengths and areas for improvement. Constructive criticism helps you to refine your approach and grow more effectively. Mentorship, on the other hand, offers guidance and support from those who have walked the path before you. Mentors can offer advice, share experiences, and help you navigate challenges, accelerating your personal development. Practice self-discipline and resilience. Personal growth often involves overcoming obstacles and facing setbacks. Developing self-discipline allows you to stay committed to your goals, even when motivation wanes. Resilience helps you to bounce back from failures and continue moving forward. These qualities are essential for maintaining progress and achieving long-term success. Embrace new challenges and opportunities that push you out of your comfort zone. Growth occurs when you confront and navigate unfamiliar situations. By taking on new challenges, you expand your skill set and gain experience that contributes to your overall development. Embracing opportunities that push you to grow strengthens your confidence and capabilities. Reflect regularly on your progress and experiences. Regular reflection allows you to assess how far you've come and identify areas where you may need to adjust your approach. It helps you to celebrate your achievements and learn from your experiences, ensuring that your growth journey remains dynamic and aligned with your evolving goals. Balance your personal and professional growth. While advancing in your career is important, it's equally vital to nurture other aspects of your life, such as relationships, health, and well-being. A holistic approach to growth ensures that you develop as a well-rounded individual, contributing to a more fulfilling and balanced life. Surround yourself with positive influences and supportive relationships. The people you associate with can impact your growth journey. Seek out individuals who inspire and motivate you, who challenge you to be your best, and who support your aspirations. A positive network can provide encouragement and help you stay focused on your personal development. Finally, cultivate a mindset of gratitude and self-compassion. Appreciate the progress you make and recognize your efforts. Be kind to yourself, especially when facing setbacks. Self-compassion fosters a positive attitude and encourages continued growth, allowing you to approach challenges with resilience and optimism. Focusing on personal growth is a dynamic and ongoing process that requires commitment, self-awareness, and a proactive attitude. By prioritizing your own development and embracing opportunities for learning and improvement, you distinguish yourself from the majority and pave the way for extraordinary success and fulfillment. Being authentic is about staying true to yourself and aligning your actions with your core values and beliefs. It means presenting yourself genuinely and honestly without succumbing to the pressures to conform or to put on a facade. Authenticity is a powerful trait that sets you apart from others and fosters deeper connections and trust with those around you. To be authentic, you must first cultivate a deep understanding of who you are. This involves self-reflection and an honest assessment of your values, passions, and goals. Understanding your true self helps you to make decisions that are in line with your personal principles and ensures that your actions are a true reflection of who you are rather than what others expect you to be. Embrace your unique qualities and strengths. Every individual has distinct attributes and abilities that set them apart. Rather than trying to fit into a mold or imitate others, leverage your own unique characteristics to drive your success. Being authentic means celebrating what makes you different and using those qualities to your advantage. Authenticity also involves being transparent and honest in your interactions with others. When you communicate openly and sincerely, you build trust and credibility. People are drawn to authenticity because it creates a sense of reliability and integrity. By being genuine in your interactions, you foster meaningful relationships and earn the respect of those around you. Avoid the temptation to conform to external pressures or to project an image that is not true to yourself. The desire to fit in or to gain approval can lead to compromises on your authenticity. Remember that true fulfillment comes from being true to yourself, not from seeking validation from others. Stay committed to your values and let them guide your decisions and actions. Being authentic requires courage, especially in environments where conformity is the norm. It means standing firm in your beliefs and choices, even when they are unpopular or met with resistance. Authenticity is not always easy, but it is a crucial aspect of living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Additionally, being authentic involves embracing vulnerability. It's about being open to sharing your true thoughts and feelings, even when it feels uncomfortable. Vulnerability fosters genuine connections and allows others to see and appreciate the real you. It also opens the door to deeper personal growth and understanding. Act with integrity and consistency. Authenticity is not just about what you say, but also about what you do. Ensure that your actions align with your words and values. Consistency in behavior reinforces your authenticity and builds a strong foundation of trust with others. Being authentic also means being willing to learn and grow while staying true to your core self. Personal growth is a part of life and it's important to evolve and adapt. However, this growth should be aligned with your authentic self rather than a departure from it. Balance growth with staying grounded in who you truly are. Finally, remember that authenticity is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing self-awareness and reflection. Continuously seek to understand yourself better and to refine your understanding of what authenticity means to you. This journey enriches your life and helps you to make a lasting impact. By being authentic, you set yourself apart from the majority. Authenticity attracts genuine connections, fosters trust, and creates a strong sense of fulfillment. When you live authentically, you inspire others to do the same and pave the way for a more meaningful and impactful life. Leading by example is a powerful and influential approach to inspiring others and driving change. It involves embodying the principles, values, and behaviors you wish to see in others. When you lead by example, you demonstrate commitment, integrity, and excellence through your own actions, which serves as a powerful model for others to follow. To lead by example, start by clearly defining your own values and principles. Understand what you stand for and what you wish to promote through your leadership. Whether it's dedication, honesty, innovation, or resilience, your actions should consistently reflect these core values. By aligning your behavior with your values, you create a strong foundation for others to respect and emulate. Consistency is crucial when leading by example. Your actions must align with your words and promises. Inconsistency can undermine your credibility and diminish the impact of your leadership. Demonstrate reliability and trustworthiness in all your endeavors, showing that your commitment to your values is steadfast and unwavering. Embrace a strong work ethic and show dedication in everything you do. When others see you working diligently and striving for excellence, it sets a high standard and encourages them to follow suit. Your commitment to quality and perseverance serves as a tangible example of what is possible and motivates others to adopt a similar approach. Exhibit resilience and adaptability in the face of challenges. Show how you navigate obstacles and setbacks with grace and determination. Your ability to handle difficulties with composure and a problem-solving mindset sets a powerful example for others, teaching them how to approach their own challenges with confidence and resolve. Practice open and transparent communication. Share your thought processes, decision-making criteria, and the rationale behind your actions. Transparency fosters trust and provides clarity, helping others understand your approach and learn from your experiences. It also encourages a culture of openness and mutual respect within your team or organization. Demonstrate a commitment to personal growth and continuous learning. Show that you are not only willing to improve yourself, but also actively seek opportunities for development. This commitment to self-improvement inspires others to pursue their own growth and to adopt a mindset of lifelong learning. Act with empathy and compassion, treat others with respect and understanding, and address their needs and concerns with sensitivity. Your ability to connect with others on a personal level and show genuine care for their well-being fosters a positive and supportive environment, encouraging others to adopt similar attitudes and behaviors. Be proactive in taking responsibility for your actions and decisions. When you own up to mistakes and learn from them, you set a powerful example of accountability and integrity. This behavior promotes a culture of responsibility and encourages others to take ownership of their actions and contribute to collective success. Encourage and support the development of others. Take an active role in mentoring, guiding, and empowering those around you. Your investment in their growth and success reflects your commitment to fostering a positive and productive environment. By investing in others, you create a ripple effect that amplifies your impact and inspires others to contribute to the success of the team. Finally, lead with passion and enthusiasm. Your genuine excitement and commitment to your goals and vision are contagious. When you approach your work with energy and passion, you inspire others to share in that enthusiasm and to invest wholeheartedly in the collective mission. Leading by example is about embodying the qualities and behaviors you wish to see in others. Through your actions, you set a standard for excellence and integrity that inspires and motivates those around you. By consistently demonstrating your values and commitment, you create a powerful impact that drives change and fosters a culture of respect, growth, and success. Celebrating small wins is a crucial practice for maintaining motivation, building momentum, and achieving long-term success. Often, the journey towards significant goals can be long and challenging, and focusing solely on the end result can lead to burnout and discouragement. By acknowledging and celebrating the smaller achievements along the way, you create a positive reinforcement loop that fuels ongoing effort and enthusiasm. Start by recognizing that small wins are milestones on the path to larger goals. These achievements, no matter how seemingly minor, represent progress and signify that you are moving in the right direction. Each small win brings you closer to your ultimate objective and deserves acknowledgement and celebration. By doing so, you validate the effort and dedication that went into reaching these milestones. Celebrating small wins boosts morale and motivation. When you take the time to appreciate the progress you've made, it reinforces your commitment and keeps you focused on your goals. This positive reinforcement helps to counterbalance the inevitable challenges and setbacks, providing a sense of accomplishment and encouraging you to continue striving forward. Incorporate celebration into your routine as a way to maintain momentum. Create rituals or practices that mark the achievement of small goals. This could be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on your success, treating yourself to something enjoyable, or sharing your achievement with others. These rituals serve as reminders of your progress and help to keep you motivated and engaged. Sharing your small wins with others can also amplify the positive effects. Celebrating with colleagues, friends, or family members not only acknowledges your achievement, but also fosters a sense of community and support. When others recognize and celebrate your success, it strengthens your relationships and creates a network of encouragement and accountability. Maintain a journal or record of your small wins. Documenting your achievements provides a tangible record of your progress and serves as a motivational tool. When facing challenges or moments of self-doubt, reviewing your list of small wins can remind you of your capabilities and the progress you've made, reinforcing your confidence and determination. Celebrate the effort and process, not just the outcome. Focusing on the hard work and dedication that led to the achievement reinforces the value of perseverance and commitment. This shift in focus helps to cultivate a growth mindset where the emphasis is on continuous improvement and learning rather than just the end result. Set up a system of rewards for achieving small milestones. These rewards can be personal treats, breaks, or small celebrations that acknowledge your hard work. Having a reward system in place creates additional motivation and makes the journey toward your larger goals more enjoyable and fulfilling. Encourage and recognize the achievements of others. When you lead by example and celebrate the small wins of those around you, you create a positive and supportive environment. Recognizing and celebrating others' successes not only motivates them, but also strengthens team cohesion and fosters a culture of appreciation and encouragement. Use small wins as learning opportunities. Reflect on what contributed to your success and identify strategies that worked well. This reflection helps you to build on your strengths and apply effective strategies to future challenges. Learning from each achievement contributes to your overall growth and improvement. Finally, keep in mind that celebrating small wins is not just about recognizing success, but also about enjoying the journey. By taking time to appreciate and celebrate the progress you make, you infuse your efforts with joy and satisfaction. This positive approach enhances your overall experience and keeps you energized and focused on achieving your larger goals. Celebrating small wins is a powerful practice that enhances motivation, builds momentum, and reinforces commitment. By acknowledging and appreciating your progress, you create a positive cycle of achievement and encouragement that supports your journey toward long-term success. In conclusion, the path to extraordinary success lies in daring to venture where the majority hesitate to tread. By embracing unconventional paths, challenging the status quo, and pursuing unique opportunities, you set yourself apart from the crowd. Cultivating resilience and taking calculated risks fortify your journey, while thinking differently and being authentic amplify your impact. Leading by example and celebrating small wins reinforce your progress and keep you motivated. Remember, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary often comes down to the choices you make and the actions you take. It's about committing to a mindset and a way of living that defies the norms and embraces the possibilities. As you continue to push boundaries and explore new horizons, stay true to your vision and values. In doing so, you not only achieve remarkable results, but also inspire. You must understand this fundamental truth: you don't need to save what's already dead. There's a law in life that we often ignore. We hold on to things, relationships, jobs, even dreams, simply because we've invested time, effort, or emotions into them. But the truth is, not everything that is dead needs saving. Think about a seed. A seed does not stay in the ground forever. It has a purpose to grow, to bring forth life, to become something greater than itself. But when that seed has completed its task, when it has served its purpose and the plant has withered, the seed no longer needs to be saved. It must be allowed to fall away, to disintegrate, to return to the earth, so that something new can rise from it. When we try to save what's already dead, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to experience new life. Whether it's an old relationship, a failed dream, or a career that no longer serves you, staying attached to what is no longer thriving only stunts your growth. It binds you to the past, to what could have been, instead of propelling you forward to what is meant to be. Sometimes we are so afraid of letting go, but letting go is not a defeat. It's an act of faith. It's trusting that God has something greater in store for you. If a tree never shed its leaves, it would never grow new ones. The death of one season makes way for the life of the next. And just like the seasons change, so too must the chapters of your life. You cannot move forward if you're constantly looking backward. You cannot run a race if you're dragging a weight behind you. Letting go of what's dead gives you the freedom to embrace what's alive. It allows space for new opportunities, new relationships, and new dreams to take root. You must be willing to release what is no longer serving you in order to make room for the future God has prepared for you. Now, I know it's hard, it's painful. The memories, the emotions, the what ifs, they keep calling you back. But hear me today, the pain of holding on to the dead is far greater than the pain of letting go. In fact, you'll never know true peace until you learn the power of release. Release those things that are draining you, holding you back, keeping you from soaring to the heights you were created for. When something is dead, don't be afraid to bury it. It is in that burial that new life will spring forth. It is in letting go that you will experience the fullness of your potential. God is not a God of wasted time. He does not keep you in a place of death, but instead, he moves you forward into abundance, into life, into promise. So today, stop trying to resuscitate the dead things in your life. Don't waste another minute trying to revive what has already served its purpose. Instead, release it and trust that what God has for you next will be far greater than anything you could have imagined. The moment you let go, you make space for the greatness that's on its way. You must understand this fundamental truth. You don't need to save what's already dead. Life operates on a rhythm, a cycle of beginnings and endings, growth and decay. And in that cycle, not everything is meant to be held onto forever. When something has served its purpose, when it has completed its task, we need to recognize that it's time to let go. Holding on to what is dead only hinders your progress and keeps you trapped in a cycle that no longer nourishes you. Think about it for a moment. We often find ourselves holding on to things, people, dreams, relationships, even old versions of ourselves because we've invested time, emotions, or effort into them. But the truth is, the investment isn't the issue, it's the outcome that matters. If something is no longer bringing life, no longer producing growth, then no matter how much we try to breathe life back into it, the effort is futile. Trying to save what is already dead is like trying to resuscitate a flower that has already withered and faded. You can water it, give it sunlight, but the reality is the flower's time has passed, and that's okay. We hold on because we fear the unknown, because we're afraid that without these dead things, we may lose part of ourselves. But holding on to what no longer serves you only keeps you chained to the past, to what could have been, rather than allowing you to step into what God has prepared for you. And the key to living a fulfilled life, to truly living in abundance, is to learn to discern the difference between what is dead and what is alive in your life. You don't need to save what's already dead, because it is only by releasing it that you can make space for what is truly meant for you, for what will bring life, growth, and fulfillment into your future. When something has fulfilled its purpose, you honor it by letting it go. Holding on to it does not change its state. It only keeps you stuck in a place of stagnation. You don't need to save what's already dead. Allowing it to pass away makes room for something new, something greater. Think about a seed for a moment. A seed's life is not meant to last forever. It serves a purpose, one that is temporary but incredibly important. The seed is planted into the soil, and for a time it is nurtured and nourished. It grows, it pushes up through the ground, it reaches for the light, and it begins to sprout into something beautiful. But the moment the seed has fulfilled its role, it must die. The shell that once protected it must crack open, allowing the life within it to emerge. The seed's journey doesn't end with its life in the ground, it ends in its death, so that something new can grow in its place. We are no different. Just like the seed, there are seasons in our lives where things are planted, where dreams are born, where relationships form, and where we take steps toward growth. And there is a time for those things to flourish, for those seeds to take root, and for us to enjoy the fruit of that labor. But just as the seed cannot stay in the ground forever, neither can we stay attached to what has already run its course. When the time has come for a season in your life to end, there is no need to fight it, no need to try to keep the seed from dying. You don't need to save what's already dead. The seed must die so that the plant, the tree, or the fruit it was meant to become can come forth. You are the same. There are parts of your life that must die to make way for new growth, new opportunities, and new seasons. If you try to hold on to the seed when it has already fulfilled its purpose, you are stopping the natural cycle of life. You are preventing new growth, preventing what's meant to come next. You cannot force a seed to stay in the soil once it has done its job. And likewise, you cannot keep clinging to things that have already served their purpose in your life. There's no shame in letting things die when they have reached their end. Death is not always a loss. It can be a transformation, a necessary step for something better to emerge. Every season in your life is an opportunity to plant, to grow, and yes, to let go when the time comes. The seed that dies becomes part of the soil, enriching it, making it fertile for something else to grow. And so, too, when you let go of the things that are dead in your life, you make space for new growth. The things that are meant for you will emerge just as the plant emerges from the seed. You don't need to save what's already dead, because in that release, something new and beautiful will rise from it. When we choose to hold on to things that are no longer living, we are not only denying the natural progression of our lives, but we are also hindering our own potential for growth. There is a dangerous illusion that if we hold on tight enough, we can breathe the life back into situations, people, or dreams that are long past their prime. But the reality is, the more we cling to what's already dead, the more we prevent ourselves from moving forward, from discovering what's waiting for us beyond the familiar, beyond the comfort of the past. We are so focused on trying to resuscitate what is no longer meant to be that we fail to recognize the new opportunities that are knocking at our door, waiting for us to step into them. Consider this: if you continue watering a dead plant, no matter how much you nurture it, it will never bloom. In the same way, when you keep investing energy into something that has already served its purpose, you are simply draining yourself without any return. It may feel comfortable because it's familiar, because it's something you know, but in truth, it's holding you back. There is no growth in dead things. You can't expect to find new hope in a place that's already exhausted its potential. It's like trying to build a house on a cracked foundation. It may look stable for a time, but sooner or later, it will collapse under its own weight. By holding on to what's dead, we trap ourselves in the past, constantly fighting against the inevitable. And the longer you stay stuck in that place, the harder it becomes to move forward. The more you cling to relationships that no longer bring peace, or dreams that no longer align with your true purpose, the more you delay the fulfillment of your destiny. The truth is, your life cannot expand if you are constantly tending to things that have already run their course. The act of holding on to these dead things keeps you emotionally and spiritually stuck, preventing you from embracing the next chapter of your life. It's not that you lack the strength to move on or that you're incapable of doing better. It's simply that your energy is being used up in the wrong places. You are spending valuable time and resources trying to resuscitate what no longer has the power to live, while all around you new life is waiting to be cultivated. You can't grow in the same soil that has already given everything it has. New growth requires fresh ground, new opportunities, and a willingness to step forward into uncharted territory. So holding on to what is dead doesn't just prevent you from progressing, it is actively draining your potential. It distracts you from the vibrant future that is waiting for you. Your energy, your passion, your focus, all of these things are precious, and they should be directed toward things that bring life, that bring growth, that bring purpose. When you continue to pour into what's already dead, you rob yourself of the chance to discover what truly makes you come alive. There is no growth in dead things. The moment you stop trying to save the dead things in your life is the moment you free yourself to fully embrace the future God has planned for you. Letting go is often misunderstood. People tend to see it as a loss, as if they are being defeated by the situation or the circumstance. But the truth is, letting go is not about giving up. It's about having the faith and wisdom to trust that there is something better waiting for you. When you let go of things, relationships, or dreams that no longer serve you, you are making a powerful declaration of faith that God has something greater, something more aligned with your purpose, something more fulfilling just around the corner. The difficulty in letting go comes from fear that if we release what we have, we will be left with nothing, that we will lose something valuable. But the opposite is true. Holding on to things that are no longer meant for us only leads to stagnation, disappointment, and exhaustion. It is in the release that you make room for divine intervention. God's plan for your life is far greater than what you could ever hold onto in your own strength. When you step out in faith, trusting that what you release will make space for something better, you open the door to new blessings and new opportunities. You begin to experience a freedom that can only come when you stop trying to control every aspect of your life and allow God to guide you into what's next. Faith is not just about believing in something you can see, but trusting in something you can't yet see. It's about believing that God knows what's best for you and that even in the moments of loss or transition, He is setting you up for greater things. Letting go requires that kind of faith, the kind of faith that believes in God's timing, His wisdom, and His power to turn every situation, even the painful ones, into something good. You cannot experience the fullness of God's blessings while holding on to what is dead or past its season. When you let go, you release the burden of what was never meant to stay with you, and you open yourself to God's perfect plan for your future. The act of letting go is not an easy one. It requires courage, trust, and a deep sense of peace that only comes from knowing that God is in control. It is saying, I trust that this situation, this dream, or this relationship has run its course, and I trust that God will bring something better into my life. Letting go isn't about weakness, it's about strength. The strength to acknowledge that the past, no matter how much it hurts, has had its time. It's about understanding that the future holds greater things for you, and only by releasing the old can you fully step into the new. So letting go is not a sign of defeat, it's an act of faith. It's an affirmation that you believe God has more in store for you than what you are holding on to. When you trust Him enough to release what is no longer meant for you, you open the door to divine transformation and growth. When you hold on to things that are past their time, you are not just stifling your own growth, but you are also standing in the way of the plans that God has for your life. God has a destiny for you, a unique purpose that is far greater than anything that is already dead or no longer serving you. And the key to walking in that destiny lies in your ability to release what is no longer aligned with your purpose. Too often we become so attached to the past, to what we know, that we fail to recognize that it is hindering our progress. The things you hold on to, people, circumstances, or even outdated dreams become chains that weigh you down, keeping you from stepping into the future that God has already prepared for you. There's a divine order to life, and part of that order is knowing when to step forward, when to take the next step in your journey. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and your next breakthrough is your refusal to let go of what has already run its course. The people who are meant to be in your life will stay, and those who are not will naturally fall away. You don't have to chase them, force them, or cling to them. Similarly, the opportunities that align with your purpose will come, but they can't arrive while you're still holding on to things that don't serve you anymore. In fact, it's often the act of letting go that clears the path for new and better things to enter. When you're constantly looking backward, hoping to resurrect something that was never meant to live again, you miss the chance to look forward, to see the opportunities that are waiting for you just beyond the horizon. And what's more, in holding on to what's dead, you begin to become stagnant. Stagnation is the enemy of growth. The longer you stay stuck, the harder it becomes to move. You find yourself in a state of perpetual struggle, trying to keep things alive that should have been allowed to die. But life isn't about constantly fighting to hold on to what's past its season. It's about moving forward, embracing what's new, and trusting that every step you take brings you closer to the fullness of your purpose. Letting go doesn't just mean releasing the past, it means trusting in God's ability to lead you into something better. When you let go of the things that no longer serve you, you allow God to fill the space with what is meant for you. That might be a new opportunity, a new relationship, or even a new way of thinking, but if you're too busy trying to preserve the old, you miss the new things that God is trying to bring into your life. It's not about what you've lost, but what you're about to gain. When you let go, you make room for new growth, for new connections, and for a future that is far more fulfilling than what you've left behind. And the more you trust God to fill the space you've created by releasing the dead things, the more you will see His hand at work, bringing into your life the things that align with your true purpose and destiny. This is the true power of letting go. It's not about loss, it's about positioning yourself to receive more, to step into what God has for you next. Every time you let go, you are making room for a new chapter in your life, one that is full of potential possibility and purpose. When we hold on to things that are no longer alive, we rob ourselves of the very thing we need to move forward: clarity. The weight of holding on to dead things clouds our judgment and distorts our perception of reality. We become so absorbed in what is past or fading that we lose sight of what's in front of us, what's truly possible. Clinging to what's already dead creates confusion, leaving us stuck in a cycle of emotional turbulence. We can't move forward with clarity if we're continually entangled in things that no longer belong in our lives. We become confused by our emotions, unsure of what's best for us, unsure of what God is calling us to do next. This lack of clarity hinders us from making the decisions we need to take the next step. Think about it. How often have you made decisions in moments of uncertainty because you were holding on to something that was never meant for you? We find ourselves making choices based on old attachments, past hurts, or outdated desires, all because we refuse to let go of what no longer serves us. And when we make decisions from a place of emotional chaos and confusion, we are not operating in wisdom. Wisdom is what allows us to see beyond the present moment, to recognize what will lead us toward growth and fulfillment. When we're distracted by the past, wisdom becomes clouded by fear, by sentimentality, or by a desire to avoid pain. We begin to prioritize comfort and familiarity over progress and purpose. Letting go clears the mental and emotional clutter that keeps us from seeing the path ahead. It allows us to regain our focus and start making decisions that are aligned with where God is leading us. It's like cleaning a foggy window. You can't see clearly through a dirty glass, but once you wipe it away, the view becomes clear. By releasing the past, we clear our minds of the things that are no longer necessary, giving us the mental and emotional space to envision what's possible, to listen to God's voice with a clarity that we could never hear while holding on to distractions. The more we let go of what's dead, the sharper our vision becomes. We begin to see our future with greater clarity, knowing what we need to do, where we need to go, and what steps we must take. We stop second-guessing ourselves, and we stop living in the shadow of what could have been. Instead, we live in the light of what is possible, making decisions with confidence and purpose, fully aware of the direction God is leading us in. Clarity doesn't come when we're holding on to what's dead. It comes when we release those things and step boldly into the future that awaits us. Holding on to the past creates confusion because it binds us to a version of ourselves that no longer serves us. And as long as we stay attached to what's dead, we remain trapped in a cycle of confusion and indecision, never fully moving forward. But when we let go, we give ourselves permission to move into a new chapter, to make decisions based on clarity, wisdom, and purpose. This is the true gift of releasing what no longer serves us. It allows us to see clearly, think clearly, and live with greater confidence in the direction we are heading. There is a profound and liberating truth in the act of letting go. You are freeing yourself from unnecessary burdens. When we hold on to things that are dead or no longer serving us, we carry emotional, mental, and spiritual weight that weighs us down. It is like trying to run a race while carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. The longer you hold on, the more drained you become, and the harder it becomes to move forward. This weight can manifest in many ways in the form of unresolved pain, in toxic relationships, in old dreams that are no longer aligned with your true purpose. The act of holding on to these things keeps you from living fully in the present, and it certainly hinders your ability to step into the future with strength and vitality. The power of letting go lies in the freedom that it brings. Freedom is not just about external circumstances, it's about what happens within you when you release the things that drain you. When you let go of what's dead, you make space for renewal. You free yourself from the patterns of thinking that hold you back, from the fears that keep you stuck, and from the distractions that keep you from fulfilling your potential. You release the guilt, the shame, and the regret that often come from clinging to what was never meant to stay. It is only by releasing the weight of the past that you can truly move forward with the strength and clarity needed to embrace the future. This liberation doesn't just apply to things or people, it also applies to the limiting beliefs that keep you trapped. For so many of us, the hardest things to let go of are the stories we tell ourselves about who we are, about what we deserve, and about what's possible. We often hold on to old beliefs that we are unworthy, that we are not good enough, or that we will never change. These beliefs are heavy burdens that weigh down our spirits, hindering us from stepping into the fullness of what God has planned for us. Letting go of these false identities, these limiting beliefs, frees us to embrace the truth of who we are. We are children of God, designed with purpose, equipped with all that we need to fulfill that purpose. When we let go of the lies and the fears, we step into the truth of our identity, and this is where true freedom is found. Think of the freedom that comes from walking away from a relationship that drains you, from letting go of a job that no longer fulfills you, or from releasing a dream that is no longer aligned with your purpose. When you make the decision to release these things, you are declaring that you are no longer going to allow them to define you. You are choosing to define your life by what lies ahead, by what God has in store for you, not by what is holding you back. This is a revolutionary act, a declaration that you are no longer going to let the past dictate your future. By letting go, you break free from the past and open yourself up to a future filled with possibility. You allow God to take away what was never meant for you and replace it with what He has always intended for you. This is not just about leaving behind things that are dead. It is about embracing the freedom to live fully without the weight of the past dragging you down. When you finally let go, you experience a release, a deep sense of peace that comes from knowing you are no longer bound by what's behind you. Instead, you are free to move forward with a renewed sense of purpose, vision, and strength. When we hold on to what's already dead, we often do so out of fear of the unknown, fear of change, and fear of losing control. Letting go requires us to step into a realm of trust. It requires faith in God's plan, a belief that He knows what is best for us, even when we can't see it in the moment. Many times we hold on because we are afraid that if we let go, we will be left with nothing, that we will be vulnerable, or that we will face a future that feels uncertain. But the reality is that by holding on to the past, we are living in a constant state of fear, trapped in a cycle that keeps us from the freedom God has intended for us. When we choose to trust God with our future, we are saying, I believe that what you have for me is better than anything I am trying to keep for myself. Trusting God is not about seeing every step ahead. It's about surrendering our need for control and embracing the unknown with confidence. God doesn't call us to understand every detail of our journey, but He calls us to trust Him, to walk by faith and not by sight. Letting go is an act of faith because it forces us to step out of our comfort zones and believe that God will lead us to where we need to be. The more we trust Him, the more we experience His peace, knowing that His plans are always greater than our own, even if they don't look the way we imagined. The beauty of trusting God is that it opens doors to new possibilities, to new opportunities that we could never have foreseen. The things we hold on to, relationships, jobs, or even old dreams, are often rooted in what we think we need to feel secure. But true security is not found in the things we cling to. It is found in God alone. When we let go of what we are holding on to, we make space for God to bring into our lives something greater, something more aligned with His will for us. This is where trust becomes transformational. Trusting God means believing that even when we don't have all the answers, He is guiding us toward a future that is far more fulfilling than we can imagine. Holding on to dead things is like trying to build a future on a foundation that is already crumbling. It is only by trusting God and releasing what is no longer meant for us that we can build a strong foundation for the future He has prepared for us. Each time we trust God to handle what we can't control, we take a step closer to the life He has designed for us, a life of purpose, fulfillment, and peace. This is not a life of fear or uncertainty. It is a life of faith, built on the foundation of trusting that God's plan is always the best plan. As you release the past and trust in God's plan, you will find that He is always faithful to fulfill His promises, leading you to a future that is far greater than anything you could have planned on your own. Trusting God means believing that He holds the keys to your destiny and that by letting go, you are opening yourself up to everything He has in store for you. When we refuse to let go of what's already dead, we often do so because we don't fully understand the power of releasing what no longer serves us. There is a profound truth in the fact that God's plan for our lives is always in motion. Every step, every decision, and every season is part of a greater design. But in order for us to step into the new, we must be willing to clear away the old. We cannot hold on to what's dead and expect to make room for what's alive. Holding on to outdated relationships, past mistakes, or old dreams keeps us trapped in cycles that prevent us from stepping into the fullness of what God has for us. We cannot expect to progress while we are still clinging to things that are no longer part of our story. One of the most liberating realizations we can come to is that our future is not confined to our past. The things that may have once been important, the relationships that may have once been meaningful, or the dreams that once felt attainable do not define who we are today or who we are becoming. God is constantly moving us forward, and by holding on to what's already dead, we are refusing to acknowledge that new doors are waiting to be opened. In this sense, holding on to the past is not just about holding on to things, it's about resisting growth and change. Growth is uncomfortable. It often feels like letting go of security and stepping into unknown territories. But it's in that very space of the unknown that God reveals the full magnitude of His plans for us. Letting go opens the door for new beginnings. When we release what no longer belongs in our lives, we give God permission to replace the old with the new. But the challenge lies in our ability to trust that what He has for us will be better, even if it doesn't look the way we imagined. The new season God wants to bring us into may be unfamiliar. It may stretch us and it may challenge us in ways we don't expect. But the key to embracing that season is in our willingness to release the past. The promise that God makes to us is that He will never leave us empty. When we surrender what's dead, He fills the void with something greater, something that aligns with His purpose for our lives. When we cling to the past, we close ourselves off from God's ability to surprise us. We think we know what we need. We think we know what will make us happy. But God's vision for our lives far exceeds our own. He knows what we truly need to fulfill our purpose, to grow, and to become the people He created us to be. By holding on to what's already dead, we are telling God, I don't trust you enough to let go and see what you have for me next. But when we release the dead things, we open ourselves up to new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that will take us to places we never thought possible. The act of letting go is not an act of losing, it's an act of receiving. Every time we surrender something that is no longer meant for us, we are making room for something new, something greater, something that will elevate us to the next level of our destiny. This is how God works. He doesn't leave us empty-handed. What He has for us is always better than what we are holding on to. And as we release the past, we can step boldly into the future, fully trusting that God will lead us into the fullness of our purpose, no longer bound by the weight of what is dead, but free to walk in the newness of life He has planned for us. When we hold on to what is already dead, we often fail to realize that doing so can hinder our personal and spiritual growth. There is a divine principle in the way God works in our lives. He is constantly molding us, shaping us, and preparing us for greater things. But this transformation cannot happen if we are clinging to what is no longer part of our journey. We must recognize that our purpose is tied to progress, and progress requires change. Holding on to things that have outlived their time in our lives means we are resisting that change, and in doing so, we are limiting our growth potential. In God's design, growth is inevitable, but it requires the shedding of old things in order to make space for the new. We must let go of outdated beliefs, unhealthy relationships, old fears, and past failures that have no place in the future God has prepared for us. These dead things, no matter how comfortable they might feel, serve as barriers to the abundant life that awaits us. They cloud our vision, dull our focus, and distract us from the purpose God has set before us. Every time we hold on to something dead, we are preventing ourselves from fully embracing the fullness of God's vision for our lives. The longer we hold on, the more difficult it becomes to move forward, and the more we block the flow of God's blessings. God has not created us to be stagnant. We are designed to evolve, to rise above, to be ever growing in our faith, our character, and our purpose. When we resist letting go, we essentially stop the process of growth. The person we were yesterday can't take us into the future we are meant to live. We have to be willing to shed the old, the broken, and the outdated so that we can step into the new, the healed, and the restored. It's a divine exchange. We give up what no longer serves us, and in return, God blesses us with what we truly need to grow and fulfill His purpose in our lives. By holding on to the past, we may think we are preserving something important, but in reality, we are forfeiting the opportunity to step into greater levels of success, happiness, and fulfillment. The fear of the unknown, the uncertainty of change often makes it hard to let go. But in truth, it's in letting go that we find freedom. The act of releasing what is dead breaks the chains that have kept us tethered to the past and opens the door for new experiences, new opportunities, and new growth. God is not bound by time or by the limitations of our past, and when we trust Him with what we have, we create the space for Him to bring something even greater into our lives. Holding on to what is dead can also keep us from seeing the new possibilities around us. We often get so fixated on the past that we become blind to the present and future opportunities that God is placing in front of us. When we let go of old hurts, old dreams, and old wounds, we not only free ourselves emotionally, but we also open our eyes to see what God is doing in our lives now. It's in the act of release that we become open to the possibilities He has laid before us. As long as we are holding on, we remain stuck in the past, and it is only when we release that we truly step into the fullness of God's plan for us. God is a God of new beginnings, of fresh starts, and of making all things new. He doesn't want us to remain trapped in what has already passed. Instead, He invites us to step forward into what lies ahead with confidence, faith, and trust. Holding on to what is dead is a choice, one that keeps us from experiencing the transformation and new life that God desires for us. It's only by letting go that we make room for the extraordinary work He wants to do in us and through us. It's in the process of surrender that we become the people God created us to be: strong, resilient, and ready for everything He has in store. In conclusion, holding on to what's already dead only prevents us from stepping into the fullness of life that God has prepared for us. Every time we refuse to let go, we deny ourselves the opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to embrace the future God has in store. But when we trust God enough to release the past, we open ourselves to new possibilities, to healing, and to the abundant life He promises. The dead things in our lives may have once served a purpose, but they no longer have a place in our journey. Letting go is not about losing, it's about gaining the freedom to move forward, to become who God has destined us to be, and to experience the greater things He has planned. Trust in God's timing, embrace His plan, and know that what He has for you is always greater than anything you are holding on to. The best is yet to come, and it starts the moment you choose to let go. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about a profound and transformative concept, the art of letting go. In our journey through life, we often find ourselves clinging to things, past experiences, painful memories, unfulfilled dreams. We hold on tightly, believing that these burdens define us, but in reality, they only hinder our progress. To truly embrace the future, we must learn to release what no longer serves us. Letting go is not an easy task. It requires courage and introspection. It demands that we confront our fears and insecurities. We often fear that if we let go of the past, we are somehow losing a part of ourselves. But I assure you, holding on to pain does not preserve it. It merely prolongs our suffering. When we choose to let go, we are not erasing our history, we are freeing ourselves from its chains. Think about it. How can we expect to receive the new when our hands are full of the old? God has a purpose for each of us, but we must be willing to create space for His blessings. This requires a deliberate choice to release the weight we carry, be it bitterness, regret, or fear. Remember, every time you hold on to something negative, you are saying no to the beautiful possibilities that lie ahead. Letting go means embracing forgiveness. It is often easier to hold on to anger than to forgive those who have wronged us. Yet, forgiveness is a gift we give ourselves, not just to others. It is an act of liberation, allowing us to move forward without the heavy burden of resentment. Forgiveness does not condone the actions of those who hurt us. Instead, it acknowledges our right to heal and to reclaim our peace. Moreover, letting go is about relinquishing control. We live in a world where we often feel the need to manage every aspect of our lives. We want to control outcomes, predict the future, and avoid disappointment. But life is unpredictable. To let go is to trust God, to believe that His plans for us are greater than our own. It is an act of faith, surrendering our desires and fears into His capable hands. When we trust Him, we can embrace the unknown with confidence. As we learn to let go, we also make room for growth. Each release is an invitation to learn and evolve. We become more resilient, more open to change, and more willing to step into our true selves. The beauty of letting go lies in the realization that we can become who we are meant to be, unfettered by the past. In closing, remember that letting go is an ongoing journey. It is not a one-time decision, but a continuous process of self-discovery and growth. As you embark on this path, may you find the strength to release what no longer serves you, to forgive those who have caused you pain, and to trust in the divine plan that God has for your life. Embrace the art of letting go and watch as you step into a new chapter filled with hope, joy, and endless possibilities. Thank you. Letting go is not just a concept, it is a vital part of our personal and spiritual growth. It serves as the foundation upon which we can build a brighter future. Many of us live in the shadows of our past, clinging to experiences, relationships, and disappointments that shape our identities. This clinging is often rooted in fear of the unknown, fear of change, and fear of losing a part of ourselves. However, we must recognize that true growth cannot occur while we remain anchored to the weight of what was. When we talk about letting go, we're referring to the act of releasing those burdens that inhibit our ability to move forward. Each memory of hurt, each ounce of regret serves as an anchor that holds us back from reaching our potential. God has equipped us with the ability to overcome, to thrive, but we cannot access that divine potential when we are shackled by our past. By holding on to these negative experiences, we allow them to dictate our present and our future. We become trapped in cycles of pain and disappointment, denying ourselves the joy and freedom that comes with release. Letting go is a courageous act of faith. It requires us to trust that our future can be greater than our past, that the next chapter of our lives holds promise and opportunity. When we let go, we are essentially saying to God, I trust you with my life. It is this act of surrender that paves the way for transformation. In doing so, we open our hearts to new experiences and possibilities that we may have once thought were unattainable. Furthermore, the art of letting go empowers us to take ownership of our lives. It allows us to redefine ourselves, shedding the layers of identity that have been formed by our past traumas and failures. Each act of release creates a new beginning, a chance to rewrite our narrative. When we let go, we become the authors of our stories rather than mere characters in a tale dictated by others or by our past decisions. Letting go is a declaration of our intent to move forward. It is a commitment to our personal journey, an acknowledgement that the past does not define who we are or who we can become. Instead, it allows us to embrace the richness of the present and the hope of the future. Each step taken toward release is a step toward freedom, growth, and the abundant life that God has promised us. Letting go is a journey that requires immense courage and deep introspection. It is not simply a matter of saying goodbye to the past. It involves a deliberate examination of our hearts and minds. To truly let go, we must first confront the emotions and fears that hold us captive. This can be daunting as it requires us to face the very pain we often seek to avoid. However, it is through this confrontation that we find the strength to move forward. Courage in letting go means being willing to acknowledge our hurt. It demands that we bring our struggles into the light, allowing ourselves to feel the weight of what we have been carrying. Many people fear that by acknowledging their pain, they will be overwhelmed by it. But in truth, recognizing and understanding our emotions is the first step toward healing. It is only when we face the truth that we can begin to process our experiences and find closure. Introspection also invites us to reflect on the lessons learned from our past. Every experience, whether positive or negative, has shaped who we are today. By engaging in self-reflection, we can identify patterns in our behavior and thought processes that may no longer serve us. This process of reflection allows us to distinguish between what we need to let go of and what we can carry forward as wisdom. We realize that our past does not have to dictate our future, rather, it can serve as a stepping stone toward growth. Moreover, courage and introspection work hand in hand to illuminate the truth about our identity. Many times we associate our self-worth with our past experiences, our failures, our relationships, our disappointments. But as we engage in the brave act of letting go, we begin to uncover the truth of who we are beyond these experiences. We are not defined by what has happened to us. We are defined by our choices, our faith, and our ability to rise above adversity. The journey of letting go is also about the courage to forgive not only others, but also ourselves. We may hold on to guilt, shame, or regret, believing that these feelings somehow serve as penance for our mistakes. However, true forgiveness is liberating. It allows us to release the hold of these emotions and reclaim our right to joy and peace. It is through this act of forgiveness that we can truly set ourselves free and embrace the fullness of life that awaits us. As we cultivate the courage to face our emotions and reflect on our lives, we become equipped to let go of the past. This courage empowers us to step into a new reality where our potential is no longer limited by what we have endured. We begin to see that the art of letting go is not just about what we release, but also about what we are making space for a brighter future filled with possibilities, growth, and the realization of our divine purpose. Releasing burdens is a critical aspect of the art of letting go, and it is essential to recognize how deeply these burdens can affect our lives. Each of us carries emotional weights that manifest in various forms: regret, resentment, anger, and fear. These burdens do not merely occupy space in our hearts, they hinder our ability to thrive and fulfill our God-given potential. When we cling to these negative emotions, we inadvertently create barriers that keep us from experiencing the fullness of life that God has promised us. As we hold on to past experiences, we often allow them to define our current reality. We may replay past failures in our minds, allowing them to seep into our self-perception and cloud our judgment. This tendency to hold on to what was can cause us to miss the beautiful opportunities that are present before us. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones, with each stone representing a past hurt or disappointment. The longer we carry this weight, the more exhausted we become. It becomes increasingly challenging to move forward, to pursue new dreams, and to embrace new relationships. Releasing these burdens requires intentionality. It means making a conscious choice to let go of what does not serve us. We must ask ourselves, what are the experiences, thoughts, or emotions that we are holding on to? Are they enhancing our lives, or are they merely reminders of what we wish we could forget? This honest self-assessment is crucial. It empowers us to distinguish between what is necessary for our growth and what is merely dragging us down. Moreover, releasing burdens is often tied to the process of forgiveness. When we choose to forgive, whether it be forgiving others or forgiving ourselves, we are actively choosing to release the hold that those past experiences have over us. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongs. It is about liberating ourselves from the emotional prison we create when we hold on to anger and resentment. It is an act of self-love, allowing us to reclaim our peace and emotional well-being. By releasing these burdens, we can find the strength to move forward with renewed vigor and clarity. The act of letting go also invites us to redefine our relationships with others. When we carry the weight of past grievances, we may project our unresolved emotions onto those around us, inadvertently damaging our connections. By releasing our burdens, we open ourselves to healthier interactions. We become better listeners, more compassionate friends, and more loving partners. This transformation not only benefits us, but also enriches the lives of those we interact with. Furthermore, as we release burdens, we create space for new experiences and growth. God is always moving us toward abundance, but we must be willing to let go of the old in order to embrace the new. Each burden we release is an invitation for something greater to enter our lives. Whether it is new opportunities, relationships, or experiences, we must be ready to receive the blessings that await us. In the end, the act of releasing burdens is a powerful testament to our resilience and faith. It signifies our willingness to acknowledge the past without being imprisoned by it. By embracing this act of letting go, we take a step toward freedom, freedom from the weights that hold us down, and freedom to soar into the abundant life that God has prepared for us. This journey of release is transformative, allowing us to step into our true identity and purpose. Creating space for blessings is a vital principle in the art of letting go, and it speaks to the divine exchange that occurs when we release what no longer serves us. Life in its abundance is filled with opportunities, gifts, and blessings that are often waiting just beyond our current grasp. However, to receive these blessings, we must first make room for them. It is much like a gardener preparing the soil before planting seeds. Without preparation, the seeds cannot take root and flourish. When we hold on to past experiences, especially those that are negative, we create an emotional clutter that can suffocate our ability to see new possibilities. Each grievance, each unresolved hurt acts like a barrier, obstructing our vision and hindering our capacity to receive what God has in store for us. It is essential to understand that holding on to the past does not protect us. Instead, it limits our potential. By releasing those burdens, we actively clear a path for the blessings that are meant to enter our lives. Letting go is an act of faith, and faith is inherently tied to expectation. When we let go, we signal to God that we are ready to embrace what He has prepared for us. This act of trust opens our hearts to new experiences, relationships, and opportunities. It's important to recognize that the blessings God has for us often come in forms we may not immediately recognize. They may require us to step outside our comfort zones or to engage in unfamiliar paths. By creating space through letting go, we position ourselves to be receptive to these blessings, no matter how they manifest. Moreover, the act of creating space for blessings is also about aligning ourselves with God's purpose. Each one of us has a unique destiny, and our experiences, both good and bad, contribute to that journey. However, if we cling to what is familiar out of fear or comfort, we risk missing out on our divine calling. Letting go allows us to align ourselves with the greater plan God has for our lives. It is an invitation to step into our purpose with clarity and determination. This process also transforms our mindset. When we release the past, we shift from a mentality of scarcity to one of abundance. We begin to see the possibilities that lie ahead rather than the limitations imposed by our past. This shift in perspective is essential for growth. That allows us to approach life with an attitude of gratitude and anticipation. We start to recognize that the world is full of opportunities, and with each step of letting go, we are positioned to seize them. Creating space for blessings also enhances our ability to build meaningful relationships. When we let go of emotional baggage, we open ourselves to authentic connections with others. We become more present, more empathetic, and more capable of engaging in relationships that uplift and inspire us. The blessings we receive are often found in the connections we make and the community we build. By releasing what holds us back, we can engage in these relationships with a heart that is open and ready to receive love and support. As we embrace the journey of creating space for blessings, we become co-creators with God in our lives. We learn that our willingness to let go is not just about relinquishing the past, it is an active participation in the unfolding of our future. We begin to understand that each act of release opens doors to greater possibilities, leading us to a life that is rich in purpose and fulfillment. This transformative journey not only enriches our lives, but also positions us to be a source of blessing to others, reflecting the abundance that God has so graciously bestowed upon us. Embracing forgiveness is a powerful and transformative aspect of the art of letting go. Forgiveness is not merely a one-time act, it is a continual choice that has profound implications for our emotional and spiritual well-being. Often we confuse forgiveness with condoning wrongdoing or excusing behavior that has hurt us. In reality, forgiveness is a liberating process that allows us to release the emotional grip that past hurts have on our lives. It is an act of self-empowerment, enabling us to reclaim our peace and joy. When we hold on to anger, resentment, or bitterness, we essentially become prisoners of our own making. These negative emotions drain our energy and cloud our judgment. They rob us of the joy in our lives and can even affect our physical health. Harboring such feelings creates an inner turmoil that prevents us from experiencing the fullness of life. By choosing to forgive, we actively dismantle this prison, liberating ourselves from the burdens of the past. Forgiveness begins with acknowledging the pain we have experienced. It requires us to confront our feelings honestly and recognize how those feelings impact our lives. This step is crucial because it allows us to process our emotions rather than suppress them. Many people believe that forgiving others means denying their hurt, but true forgiveness is about understanding the depth of that hurt and choosing to rise above it. It is about saying, I refuse to allow this pain to dictate my future. Moreover, forgiving others is often mirrored by the need to forgive ourselves. Many times we carry guilt or shame for our own mistakes, believing that these feelings are deserved penance. However, clinging to these feelings only hinders our growth and progress. Self-forgiveness is an act of grace, allowing us to accept our humanity and imperfections. It enables us to learn from our experiences without being weighed down by regret. Just as we forgive others for their transgressions, we must extend that same grace to ourselves, recognizing that we are all works in progress. Forgiveness also serves as a powerful catalyst for healing. When we let go of the burdens of anger and resentment, we create space for emotional and spiritual restoration. Healing is often a gradual process, but each act of forgiveness propels us further along that journey. As we release the negative emotions tied to our past, we begin to experience a renewed sense of hope and possibility. We become more open to love, joy, and peace, allowing ourselves to embrace the richness of life that God intends for us. Furthermore, forgiveness is intricately tied to our relationships with others. Holding on to grudges and past grievances can poison our interactions, creating barriers between us and those we love. By forgiving, we cultivate healthier relationships built on trust, understanding, and compassion. This transformation enriches our connections, enabling us to engage with others authentically and without fear. We begin to see that our relationships can be a source of strength and support rather than conflict and tension. Ultimately, the act of forgiveness is a declaration of our faith in God's justice and mercy. It signifies our belief that God is in control and that we do not need to seek retribution. By forgiving, we place our trust in God's divine plan, knowing that He can bring good out of even the most painful experiences. This trust allows us to release the burdens we have carried, opening our hearts to receive the blessings that await us. In this way, embracing forgiveness becomes a vital part of the art of letting go. It is not simply about moving on from the past. It is about transforming our lives by releasing what no longer serves us and inviting in the grace, love, and healing that God offers. As we engage in this beautiful process of forgiveness, we discover the true power of letting go and the profound freedom it brings to our hearts and souls. Understanding the importance of timing is a crucial element in the art of letting go. Life is not merely a series of random events, it is a divine orchestration guided by God's wisdom and purpose. Timing plays a significant role in our journey of letting go, as it influences when we release what no longer serves us and embrace new beginnings. We often feel pressure to let go quickly, especially when faced with painful experiences or emotional turmoil. However, it is essential to recognize that letting go is a process that unfolds in its own time, and this timing can vary for each individual. When we understand the significance of timing, we become more attuned to the rhythms of our lives. Just as nature has its seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, so too do our lives have their own seasons of growth, healing, and transformation. Each season requires us to engage differently. For example, in the spring, we might feel a sense of renewal and growth, making it a natural time to plant new seeds of opportunity. In contrast, winter can symbolize a time of rest and reflection, which is equally important for our journey. Recognizing which season we are in allows us to honor our process and gives us the patience we need to let go when the time is right. Moreover, understanding timing helps us discern when it is necessary to release certain burdens. We may find ourselves clinging to past relationships, dreams, or experiences long after they have served their purpose. This attachment can stem from fear of the unknown or a longing for what is familiar. However, true wisdom lies in recognizing that holding on to these things can hinder our growth. As we navigate through the seasons of our lives, we must ask ourselves if what we are holding on to is helping us flourish or keeping us stagnant. Sometimes the most challenging decision is to release something that we have invested time and energy into, but understanding the importance of timing allows us to make these decisions with clarity and confidence. In this journey, prayer and reflection become invaluable tools for understanding timing. Seeking God's guidance through prayer helps us discern the right moments to let go and the right moments to hold on. God knows the intricacies of our lives far better than we do. By inviting Him into our process, we gain the insight needed to navigate the complexities of letting go. Prayer provides us with the space to listen and reflect, helping us align our decisions with God's purpose for our lives. Additionally, the act of letting go often requires us to confront the fears and anxieties that arise when we face change. Fear can make us resistant to change, causing us to cling tightly to what is familiar. Understanding the importance of timing empowers us to face these fears head on. It encourages us to embrace the discomfort that comes with change, knowing that growth often occurs outside our comfort zones. By acknowledging that change is a natural part of life's rhythm, we can approach the act of letting go with a sense of hope rather than dread. Furthermore, the timing of letting go is not solely about personal experiences. It can also involve the relationships we cultivate. Sometimes people enter our lives for a season and their purpose may be fulfilled. Holding on to these relationships beyond their intended time can lead to unhealthy dynamics and emotional strain. Recognizing when it's time to let go of certain relationships, even if they have brought joy or comfort, allows us to make space for new connections that align with our growth and journey. As we deepen our understanding of timing, we also begin to appreciate that it is not solely about us. It is about the divine timing orchestrated by God. He is always at work, weaving our stories together for our ultimate good. When we let go in accordance with His timing, we open ourselves up to divine opportunities that we may not have been able to see before. God's timing is perfect, and aligning our hearts with His will allows us to walk in faith, trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. Ultimately, understanding the importance of timing and the art of letting go equips us with the wisdom, patience, and clarity needed to navigate life's transitions. It reminds us that while letting go can be difficult, it is also a profound act of faith and acknowledgement that we trust God's plan for our lives. By embracing the right timing, we not only honor our journey, but also position ourselves to receive the blessings and opportunities that God has prepared for us, ensuring that we walk in alignment with His divine purpose. Practicing gratitude is a transformative and empowering principle in the art of letting go. Gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have, allowing us to cultivate a mindset of abundance. When we actively engage in gratitude, we create an inner environment that fosters positivity, resilience, and openness, qualities that are essential for the process of letting go. It is through gratitude that we begin to see our past experiences, both good and bad, as valuable lessons that have shaped us into who we are today. When we reflect on the blessings in our lives, we often find that even the most painful experiences can serve a purpose. Each challenge, heartache, or disappointment carries a lesson that contributes to our personal growth. By practicing gratitude, we acknowledge these lessons and recognize that they have equipped us with the strength, wisdom, and resilience to move forward. This acknowledgement allows us to release the emotional weight tied to those experiences. Instead of clinging to regret or sorrow, we can transform our mindset to one of appreciation for the journey we have traveled. Moreover, gratitude enables us to focus on the present moment rather than being anchored to the past. Many individuals struggle with letting go because they are preoccupied with what went wrong or what could have been. Practicing gratitude helps us redirect our thoughts toward the here and now, reminding us that every day is filled with opportunities for joy, connection, and growth. When we cultivate a habit of gratitude, we train our minds to seek the positive aspects of our current situation, even amidst challenges. This shift in focus empowers us to embrace the present and release the weight of the past. Gratitude also plays a pivotal role in our relationships with others. When we express appreciation for those around us, we deepen our connections and enhance our capacity to forgive and let go. Recognizing the contributions of others in our lives fosters a sense of unity and support. It allows us to celebrate shared experiences and acknowledge the goodness in people, which can soften the edges of past grievances. Practicing gratitude in our relationships creates an atmosphere of love and understanding, making it easier to let go of misunderstandings and conflicts that may have arisen. Furthermore, gratitude acts as a catalyst for spiritual growth. When we acknowledge the blessings we have received, be it through divine intervention, support from loved ones, or personal achievements, we draw closer to God. Gratitude opens our hearts to His grace, allowing us to cultivate a deeper relationship with our Creator. It reminds us of the abundance that surrounds us even when we face difficulties. By expressing gratitude for God's presence and guidance, we reinforce our faith and trust in His plan, enabling us to let go of the burdens we carry. Additionally, cultivating a gratitude practice can be as simple as maintaining a gratitude journal or taking a few moments each day to reflect on what we are thankful for. These practices encourage us to pause and appreciate the small, everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. By making gratitude a part of our daily routine, we can create a habit that continuously nourishes our spirit and strengthens our ability to let go. As we engage in gratitude, we also begin to understand the interconnectedness of our experiences. Letting go is not just about individual struggles, it is about recognizing our role in a larger tapestry of life. Each person we encounter, every challenge we face, and all the blessings we receive contribute to the richness of our existence. Practicing gratitude fosters a sense of humility and awareness, allowing us to see how our lives are woven together with the lives of others. Ultimately, practicing gratitude is a powerful tool that enhances our capacity to let go. It enables us to transform our pain into purpose, our fears into faith, and our losses into lessons. As we express gratitude for the journey we have traveled and the experiences that have shaped us, we find the strength to release what no longer serves us. This process opens our hearts to receive the blessings that await us, allowing us to step into a future filled with hope, love, and possibility. Finding strength in faith is a cornerstone of the art of letting go. Faith acts as a powerful anchor that stabilizes us amid life's storms, providing the reassurance and courage needed to release our burdens and embrace the unknown. When we face challenges that seem insurmountable, our faith becomes the light that guides us through the darkness, reminding us that we are not alone and that there is a divine purpose behind every experience. At its core, faith is about trusting in God's plan and timing, even when the path ahead appears uncertain. It calls us to believe in what we cannot see, to hold on to hope when everything around us seems bleak. This belief is not a passive acceptance of our circumstances, but an active engagement with the possibilities that faith brings. It empowers us to let go of our need to control outcomes, allowing God to take the lead in our lives. When we surrender our worries, fears, and doubts to Him, we open ourselves to a greater realm of possibilities that can transform our lives. Moreover, finding strength in faith requires us to cultivate a deep relationship with God. This relationship is built through prayer, meditation, and scripture study. By immersing ourselves in God's word, we can find wisdom and encouragement that fortify our spirits. The promises found in scripture serve as reminders of God's faithfulness and unwavering love. They reassure us that He is with us in our struggles and that we can trust Him to carry us through the process of letting go. When we encounter obstacles or find ourselves clinging to things we should release, we must remember that our faith is a source of power. Faith does not eliminate difficulties, rather it provides us with the strength to face them. It reminds us that even in moments of pain, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating a greater purpose. Our struggles can serve as catalysts for growth, prompting us to seek God's guidance and wisdom as we navigate through life's transitions. Additionally, faith allows us to confront our fears and insecurities head on. The act of letting go can be intimidating, especially when it involves stepping into the unknown. However, when we ground ourselves in faith, we find the courage to take bold steps forward. Faith encourages us to view the unknown not as a threat, but as an opportunity for new beginnings. It shifts our mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, where we can trust that God has great plans for us beyond what we can envision. Furthermore, as we grow in our faith, we begin to recognize the importance of community. Surrounding ourselves with fellow believers who share our journey can provide the encouragement and support we need to let go of what holds us back. Together, we can share our struggles, pray for one another, and celebrate the victories that come from faith-filled living. This sense of community reinforces our belief that we are not alone in our journeys and that we can rely on one another for strength and support. Ultimately, finding strength in faith empowers us to let go of the past and embrace the future with hope and expectation. It instills in us a sense of peace that transcends our circumstances, allowing us to release our burdens and trust in God's divine plan. By anchoring ourselves in faith, we learn to navigate life's challenges with grace, knowing that every step we take toward letting go brings us closer to the abundant life that God desires for us. This journey is not just about relinquishing what no longer serves us, it is about stepping boldly into the new opportunities that await us, grounded in the unwavering strength of our faith. Embracing new beginnings is a vital aspect of the art of letting go. When we choose to release what no longer serves us, we create space for new opportunities, experiences, and relationships to enter our lives. This transition is not merely about loss, it is an invitation to step into a fresh chapter filled with promise and potential. Embracing new beginnings requires a mindset shift, one that sees change as a positive force rather than a negative one. To fully embrace new beginnings, we must first recognize that change is an integral part of life. It is inevitable and often necessary for our growth and development. As we navigate through various seasons, we must learn to view change not as something to fear, but as a catalyst for transformation. Each new beginning represents a chance to redefine ourselves, to pursue new passions, and to discover deeper truths about who we are and what we are meant to do in this world. Additionally, embracing new beginnings requires us to cultivate a sense of curiosity and openness. Instead of holding on to the familiar out of fear or comfort, we should approach the unknown with excitement and anticipation. This curiosity invites us to explore new avenues of thought, connect with different people, and engage in fresh experiences that enrich our lives. By allowing ourselves to be open to new possibilities, we can break free from the limitations that past experiences may have imposed on us. It is also essential to acknowledge that embracing new beginnings often comes with a sense of vulnerability. Stepping into the unknown can be daunting. It may provoke feelings of uncertainty and apprehension. However, vulnerability is not a weakness, it is a testament to our willingness to grow. By accepting our vulnerability, we allow ourselves to be authentic and to experience life more fully. This authenticity fosters deeper connections with others and encourages us to take risks that can lead to profound personal and spiritual growth. Moreover, when we embrace new beginnings, we often find that our past experiences, even the difficult ones, have equipped us with valuable insights and lessons. Every challenge we have faced has shaped us into who we are today. These experiences, though sometimes painful, serve as stepping stones toward our new path. They provide us with the wisdom to make better choices and to approach new opportunities with a more profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It is also crucial to understand that new beginnings are not isolated events. They are often part of a broader journey of growth and transformation. Each new opportunity leads to another, creating a cycle of continuous evolution. When we learn to let go of our attachments, we open ourselves to a flow of experiences that can propel us forward. This flow encourages us to remain adaptable and receptive to the changes that life brings, fostering resilience in the face of uncertainty. Furthermore, as we embrace new beginnings, we must cultivate patience and trust in the process. Growth takes time, and the path may not always be linear. There will be moments of doubt and setbacks along the way. However, by holding on to our vision and remaining committed to our goals, we can navigate these challenges with grace. Trusting that each new beginning is a step toward our ultimate purpose allows us to persevere, even when the road ahead seems daunting. Lastly, embracing new beginnings involves celebrating our successes, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledging our progress reinforces our motivation to continue moving forward. Each new step we take is a testament to our courage and resilience, deserving of recognition and gratitude. By celebrating our achievements, we cultivate a positive mindset that propels us toward even greater endeavors. In conclusion, embracing new beginnings is a fundamental component of letting go. It invites us to release the past and step boldly into a future filled with possibility. By recognizing change as an opportunity for growth, cultivating curiosity, embracing vulnerability, engaging in self-reflection, and celebrating our successes, we position ourselves to receive the blessings that await us. Letting go is not just an end, it is a beautiful and transformative beginning that leads us to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and abundance. First, we must acknowledge that letting go can sometimes feel like a daunting task. The attachments we hold, whether they be to past relationships, unfulfilled dreams, or even past traumas, can create a false sense of security. These attachments often become so intertwined with our identity that releasing them feels akin to losing a part of ourselves. However, it is vital to understand that our true identity is not defined by our past. Rather, it is shaped by our potential and purpose. The journey of letting go invites us to explore who we are beyond our attachments, revealing the essence of our being that is capable of growth and transformation. This journey begins with self-awareness. To truly let go, we must first examine what we are holding on to and why. It requires us to ask ourselves difficult questions. What fears are preventing me from moving forward? What beliefs do I need to challenge? What habits have become detrimental to my growth? This self-examination can be uncomfortable, but it is essential for our development. By shedding light on the areas where we feel stuck, we gain the clarity needed to move forward. Moreover, the journey of letting go is deeply intertwined with forgiveness. We must learn to forgive ourselves and others for the past. Holding on to resentment, anger, or guilt only serves to anchor us to experiences that hinder our progress. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful act of liberation. It frees us from the emotional chains that bind us, allowing us to reclaim our power and focus on the present moment. By embracing forgiveness, we create the space necessary for healing and renewal. Additionally, the journey involves cultivating resilience. Life will undoubtedly present challenges that test our resolve and commitment to letting go. There will be moments when we feel overwhelmed, tempted to retreat into our old ways of thinking and being. However, it is in these moments that we must remind ourselves of our strength and the purpose behind our journey. Resilience allows us to navigate these challenges with grace, helping us to maintain our focus and determination as we continue to release what no longer serves us. As we journey through the process of letting go, we also need to seek support from others. Sharing our experiences with trusted friends, family members, or mentors can provide invaluable perspectives and encouragement. These connections serve as reminders that we are not alone in our struggles. The act of opening up about our journey fosters a sense of community and understanding, allowing us to draw strength from the shared experiences of others. Together, we can encourage one another to continue moving forward. Furthermore, we must embrace the uncertainty that comes with letting go. Change often brings about a sense of unpredictability, which can be unsettling. However, it is essential to understand that uncertainty is a natural part of growth. By learning to be comfortable with discomfort, we equip ourselves with the ability to adapt to new circumstances. This adaptability is a crucial component of our journey, allowing us to remain open to the blessings that can emerge from the unknown. Lastly, as we embrace this journey, it is vital to celebrate our progress. Each step we take, no matter how small, is a testament to our commitment to growth and transformation. Acknowledging our achievements reinforces our motivation and confidence in the process. By celebrating our progress, we cultivate a positive mindset that encourages us to continue our journey with enthusiasm and determination. In closing, the art of letting go is not merely about releasing what no longer serves us. It is a profound journey towards self-discovery, growth, and transformation. Each moment we choose to let go is an affirmation of our faith and trust in the divine plan that God has laid out for us. We are reminded that as we release our attachments, be they fears, regrets, or old habits, we create space for new beginnings, fresh opportunities, and abundant blessings. This journey requires us to cultivate a spirit of resilience, embrace vulnerability, and seek support from those around us. It calls us to confront our past with courage, knowing that it does not define us, but rather prepares us for the future. As we navigate the uncertainties of life, let us hold fast to our faith, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. Remember, letting go is an ongoing process that invites us to live authentically and align with our true purpose. It empowers us to break free from the chains of our past and step boldly into the future that God has designed for us. As we embrace the art of letting go, we open ourselves to a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment, realizing that the best is yet to come. Let us embark on this journey together, trusting in God's timing and embracing the beautiful possibilities that await us as we let go and let God lead us into our divine destiny.